Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is Eastar Tarot, and today we're going to be doing another collective and timeless reading to see what our ancestors, spirit guides, and guardian angels would like to deliver to us as a message today. And we're going to start off with the Neoteric Feminine Tarot. I'm sorry for my absence. I've been dealing with a lot lately on every level, emotionally, physically, mentally, financially. So I just had to put aside the tarot for now. I'm not sure what's going to happen going forward, if I can continue to do tarot as much as I would like to, but I'm going to try my best to bring readings to you and to see where everything leads. I want to keep my faith in everything working out, but you know, sometimes life can be a bit of a struggle, and sometimes we have to take a pause to take care of our mental and physical health. So, you know, if you're struggling with that, don't feel bad about it, because sometimes we have to put things aside for a while. Hopefully I can continue on with this channel, but there might be periods where I just have to take breaks for my own wellness, and that's just how it's going to have to be. King of Swords, yeah. Okay, let's get a couple more here. Queen of Wands. A lot of powerful energies here. Queen of Wands and King of Swords and Five of Cups. Okay. Let's get one more. Death. Or no, it's not death. I thought it was death for a moment. The Six of Wands. Okay. So there may be some things going on in your life right now that might be a bit of a struggle. But it's bringing out your strength. It's bringing out the side of you that's powerful, that maybe needed to be challenged a little in order for you to see the side of yourself, to see what you were capable of handling. I'm gonna get one more card, actually. We need one more. Okay, King of Cups. Yeah, a lot of kings here. We got King of Swords and King of Cups, and we have the Queen of Wands. So there's a lot of stepping into your power here for you. And maybe even other individuals involved as well. I think that with you, there's a lot of this energy of you having to stand up for yourself, having to stand up not just to others, but also to yourself, to assert what you need, assert what you want in this life, and to see what it is that you are going to achieve going forward. I think for you, you've not been able to assert your needs for a long time, or maybe even ever. But you're coming into a time of your life where you can take a leadership role in your life, and going forward, you're going to see a huge difference in how your life plays out and who you become, what role you end up playing in this life going forward. I think there's this energy with the King of Swords here that is telling you need to use your intelligence, your rational mind, to think through the situation you're in, and to not jump to conclusions, especially about how things are going to turn out. Because I think with the Five of Cups here, you're feeling a little bit like if something happened to you recently that's thrown you off, that's feels like a loss, feels like, you know, things have taken a negative turn, it's because things are just resettling for you now into a new format is the word coming to mind. I'm not sure if that applies here, but yeah, format. Like, it's like your life is reformatting. It's changing the circumstances for you, but that involves things falling away. So we see that as the tipped over cups, right? And you're thinking to yourself, you know, I've had all this loss, what am I supposed to do now? But this is how life is going to reconfigure for you to put you on the path that you need to go on moving forward. And I think the path you need to move towards is being a Queen of Wands, being that, you know, powerful, extroverted, creative force that you want to be. And she's got this, you know, really vibrant home with color and plants and her cat. Like she's looking pretty satisfied, and she has the sunflower, which to me represents happiness. So I think maybe there's some part of you that feels like it's unattainable. And especially right now with something going on involving grief and loss, maybe over some things falling away from your life, like maybe you lost your job, or maybe you know, you found out you had these debts to pay, or maybe you've you know, you've had a relationship loss of some sort, or, you know, something's gone off for you, but it's because you're being put on a different path right now. And this is the path of the Six of Wands, the path of leadership, of moving forward in your life in the way that you desire, you controlling your life, you just determining the path that you want to be on, and being a leader in that role and showing others the way to go by how you take on this challenge, by how you move forward with your life after this point. And the King of Cups here wants to remind you to engage with those emotions of grief and loss, because maybe there's a part of you that's just not, you know, is a little bit afraid of the future, is a little bit afraid of how things are going to work out for you. But the key to your victory in this sense is actually you engaging with those emotions. Maybe you showing your vulnerability is actually how you win in the end, is how you actually obtain power. Because it seems like radical honesty is what I'm hearing. Radical honesty is the way forward. So if there's something that's really tough on you right now, being honest about that can only help you more. And my voice got stronger when I said that. So I feel like you really need to speak up for yourself right now. And you have the King of Swords here. So there's definitely something about speaking. Speaking your truth at this time is really important. And being okay with vulnerability. You know, even if that's just to say, you know, I am struggling. That is something that's going to help you in this time. Yeah, let's get a Moonology card. This one definitely wanted to come out. A fiery climax approaches. So something is coming to a head here. Something's going to, you know, maybe not feel so great when it happens, but actually it's going to be kind of this release of pressure. Like it might feel bad in the moment, but in the end it's going to feel like you've released something that was holding you down or holding you back. Yeah, something's got to give here. Be bold and make the first move is on the bottom there. So I feel like for you, there's maybe like a move you got to make here that you're a bit afraid to. And it might be to step into a role that's more creative. Like it could even be like stepping into a job or a career path that's more creatively inclined and isn't, you know, necessarily, you know, financially stable or secure, at least in your perception. I think for you it actually is the secure path, because you have the Six of Wands here. Like you're going to be on the right path leading the way forward. But with you looking out at the ocean here, it's like, you know, there's fear there. There's a little bit of doubt. Maybe a judgment of your own ability to actually be able to achieve that path. So maybe just letting those emotions out is going to be the best option for you. Maybe journaling or writing down your fears and your feelings about it can help you release a bit. Talking it out with someone might be helpful for you at this time. two here. Wow, you can do hard things. Oh my gosh. It's so funny because there's a boat there in the background. And there's the boat. So maybe it's like the ship's coming in and you're a little afraid to get on it. It's like you can sense the momentum because it's like a fiery climax approaches. Something is building up. Some energy is coming to a head here. And maybe you're a little scared of that because you can sense that it's going to be a big change in your life, but you don't need to give in to fear because you can do hard things. It's not as impossible as it may feel. It's all in your head, the impossibility of it. So many people who are less qualified can do the things you're wanting to do. It's just that they believe in themselves. Write a letter. Oh my gosh, that's funny because I was talking about writing it out. Write a letter to your inner child. This is about helping your inner child come out of their shell. Because, with Queen of Wands here, it makes me think, maybe there's a creative path open for you now that you want to go on, that you have to step onto that path for the sake of your inner child, for the sake of your mental well-being. But there's part of you that's a little scared, that's a little bit fearful that you can't do hard things, but you actually can. You're actually a very hard worker. And it's just the fear mindset. It's just thinking that you can't. That's all that's holding you back right now. It's not actual, it's not the truth that you can't do it or that you don't have the skills. It's that you're just afraid to see that you have them. It's that you're afraid to go out on a limb and try something that's, not guaranteed. That's a little bit, insecure? What's the word? I think you're afraid of thinking like if you get into it, you'll find out that you can't do it. But actually, you can. When you get into it, when you get into that thing that you want to do, that you're a little afraid to start, you're going to find out that you can actually do it. And maybe that's the thing you're more afraid of, is sometimes we're afraid of success, right? And we're afraid of starting on something new that we can't back out of. But I think we can back out of. It's just that we won't actually want to once we get going. And it's like, am I, sometimes we like to stay in that void of, I have all the options, but, oh, that one really wanted to come out. Cleanse and detoxify. With great love and respect, we ask you to detoxify your precious and sensitive body. Yeah, finding ways to deal with stress is going to help you in this case. And asking your angels and guides to help you along with that, to help ease those stresses, is going to go a long way for you. I know it seems like maybe, especially if you don't do that, it might not work, but actually it will. It's going to help you a lot if you have rituals to help cleanse your energy, like a salt bath, or even just a cup of tea. Having some sort of ritual around that would help. A calming ritual to help get you out of your head, get you out of your fears, is going to go a long way towards getting you into that proactive energy. Because I think all you need is to shake off that heavy energy, and that's going to get you moving in a way that's going to, lift those fears from your heart a lot more. Because, when we start doing something and we have some successes with that, sometimes that can give us a confidence boost that we need to get moving, to get going again. Seeking and finding, yeah. In the seeking and finding is going to be where you find your sense of peace, your sense of home. And enjoying the process of looking, right? Because maybe you actually don't know what you want, and that's what scares you. is that maybe I won't find anything, but actually there is something out there for you. There is something out there that's seeking you and that you're seeking as well. You just need to go and find it and let yourself explore what's possible. You know, you can always go back to what you used to do. You know, and maybe not exactly the same thing. Like, say, if you quit your job and you want to try this other thing and it didn't work out, there would be another job out there for you, even if that thing didn't work out. But, you know, there's probably a reason that something is calling to you about this certain thing, right? That you're seeking. And it's probably destiny. It's probably that you're supposed to go on that path and that your soul knows that and is calling you to and wants to get you on that path as soon as possible. Doesn't want you to stay behind, stay delayed, because it's not where you are is not where you're supposed to be. You know, you're in the limbo and you want to feel that fulfillment in life. And you know, it's okay not to be, you know, perfectly successful at everything. I think we put way too much pressure on ourselves all the time to feel like we feel like we have to show something for ourselves or else we're not valid to just exist. And our existence is valid. Like, we don't have to be anything to have a right to exist. You know, we're beings of love and we're meant to just be here and be in the experience of this life. You know, someone's life could just be about having a series of conversations with certain people at certain times in their life. And maybe they didn't do anything to amount to whatever, you know, in their life, but that in itself was the achievement. That was the thing they were meant to do, was to help certain people at certain times. And that's, you know, like our whole society just puts this value on things that don't really, like, it matters, but it doesn't. You know, what matters is that you live a fulfilled life, that you live a happy life. Happiness is the goal. Happiness is the real success. And that you can find happiness in the simple pleasures, in the simple living. So even if you just live out your life every day and maybe you don't feel like you achieve anything, you're still wildly successful in your soul's journey. I hope that's making sense. I hope who needs to hear this hears this, because I think there's some people out there that really feel down on themselves and really feel like they constantly have to prove themselves and prove their worth. And you don't. You don't have to prove your worth. You already are worthy. Say that to yourself. You know, when you're feeling down on yourself and you're saying mean things to yourself in your head, tell yourself that you're worthy. Say, I am worthy of living a happy life. Because you are. And watch how your life changes. Watch how things shift for you when you get into that mindset that everything you do is okay. It's not wrong. It's not less than, right? Just get a few more cards here. An ending, yeah. I think something is ending for you right now. And that's a bit scary, right? Because sometimes we can feel like we did something wrong, right? 5 of Cups here. Like, when there's grief and there's loss, it can feel like, because even if it's something we didn't want really in the end, or that we know on some level need to go, we can still feel the loss. We can still feel the grief. Or like we took a wrong turn, or we did something wrong. But that's not the case. It's just life has to change at certain moments. We have contracts when we're here on Earth to do certain things at certain points in our lives. And sometimes, you know, the timer just runs out on a certain chapter in our life. Ooh, something really happened there. Upheaval, the vulture in hospital. Yeah, something is definitely changing massively for you right now. And it might not feel very good. It might feel like chaos in your life right now. I can definitely relate. Sometimes life just happens and, you know, it feels like we're running out of control. But in those moments, it's important to just surrender to whatever's going to happen. take action where you can, but sometimes it's just so easy, so much easier to let go and say, no matter what happens, I'm just going to accept it and do the best that I can. Because that's all we can do in this life, is accept the circumstances that we've got and try to make the best of the moment. And to always be looking to enjoy life despite whatever's going on, right? Because there's always something to be grateful for. There's always somewhere that we can find joy and magic in our lives. Even if it feels like it's just, like the walls are closing in around us, or we're feeling like we're being pushed down a tunnel into a path that we don't want to go. There's always somewhere, somehow, that we can find hope. There's always light in the dark that we can find to help us through. So don't give up on yourself, and don't let the darkness win. Let the light shine through despite everything. And follow your path wherever it may lead. Let your intuition guide you, and let your guides help you. Let divinity show you the way. Because maybe where you're going isn't where you expect, but maybe it's going to make you happier than you've ever been, or you ever could be going any other direction. So just remember to take care of yourself at this time, especially when you're going through a rough time. I'd had to spend some days where I was just, practically immobile. I couldn't move. I was bedridden, and it was really tough. But, sometimes you have to let your body rest, and you have to let your mind rest. And don't think that you need some sort of valid excuse. Sometimes it's your mental health that needs a break. Sometimes it's your heart that needs a break. Take time out to heal a wounded heart. That's okay. You're allowed. My goodness. You're very allowed. If you just want to bed rot for 3 days because you've had a rough time, I don't know, like a pipe burst in your building, and someone broke up with you at the same time, and you found out you had this huge bill, and you're just like, what do I do? And it feels like someone slapped you in the face and then kicked your leg or something like at the same time. Like, it's just like, what do I do? What do I do in this situation? Like, sometimes it's okay to just sit down and let yourself have a cry, or let yourself be pampered. Pamper yourself in those moments. That's the best thing you can do. If you want to lay in bed and watch tunes or something, or yes, doom scroll. Doom scroll is the worst thing, but at the same time, sometimes it's all you can do, right? Don't judge yourself for that. Let yourself do what you gotta do, and then you can show up again, right? I let myself take a big break from this for a few days, practically a week, and I didn't even know if I was, to be honest, I didn't even know if I was going to come back to doing tarot at all. That's how bad things were. But my guides really insisted on doing this again, and I do feel good doing it again. And I hope I can continue in some ways. Maybe I won't be able to be as consistent, but I can do my best, right? I can do what I can do, and won't not put the pressure on myself to feel like I have to always show up on a certain day or something, right? Just do what you can. It's not about having to prove yourself all the time, prove your worth. You don't have to do that. Your existence is the proof of your worthiness. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's true. Just take care of yourself during this time. Things are shifting, things are changing, but they are ultimately shifting for the better for you. You are heading towards, I really feel like it's almost like you're going to head towards being someone who's vulnerable about these things, about going through struggle. Maybe you're going through struggle because you got to give other people who are going through struggle advice about going through this kind of thing, right? Like, maybe you have to just go through it to be the person that leads other people through it, right? And that can be really hard, to be the first person through it, or to be the person that, takes on the pain. first, right? Like this person's leading forward and all these people are behind them, right? But, maybe that's your destiny, or maybe that's something that only you can do, and it's a beautiful thing. Just trust in the divine, trust in your guides, because they're never going to leave you behind, right? Even if you feel completely alone, they're never going to leave you behind. They're always going to be with you, and you can always call upon them to be with you when you feel alone, or when you feel like the world is weighing down you or bearing down on you. And know that you have the strength. You have that strength to carry through. I feel like someone could even be like going on a journey, because like the boat here, the boat imagery is like, could even be like leaving, like going across the ocean, and that's like a really scary thing for you. Like maybe it's taking a big leap for you, and you're a little scared to do that, to take that risk. But take as much time as you need to build up your strength, because I think you're going to know what to do and when to do it. And your guides are going to help you along the way. Your life is a journey of seeking, right? I think you'll always be on a journey of seeking. And that's maybe when we accept that, life gets a little bit easier, right? It's like letting go of the idea that we're going to get to a certain goal, or like a finish line. There is no finish line. It's just to keep going and seeing what's next, right? But I think things are going to make sense for you really soon. And the path is going to be a lot clearer for you. So just take care of yourself at this time and let yourself sort through things. And again, I really emphasize the writing. Write to yourself, write to your inner child, write out your feelings, write out your goals, write out your dreams, write out your fears, get it out of your system, but also do it to gain clarity. So it's in these times of upheaval and chaos and endings that we really need to get clear with ourselves about what we want and what we desire, and it helps us handle the challenges ahead. And I know you can do this, so don't give up, okay? Keep trying, keep moving, and things will shift. This storm will pass. You will get through this. Okay. I think that's the end of the reading now, so I'm going to leave it there. I hope this was helpful for you. I'm really happy to be back. I'll do the best I can to show up again, but we'll just see where things go. I'll see you in the next one, all right? Take care.